Scottish Rugby has asked its players to take a 10 to 25% pay cut, depending on how much they earn, between 50,000 and 200,000 plus salary per year, pounds that is, and non-playing staff have been put on furlough. The initial plan by Scottish Rugby was to have wage deferrals with the players and discuss with the players' union about having wage deferrals and paying out those contracts in full in the fullness of time. However, as the days and weeks have passed, we now know it's highly unlikely that the tours to New Zealand and South Africa in the summer will take place, and it's very, very unlikely that the autumn internationals will take place this year, because they've got to try and finish the Six Nations if they can. And that means that the autumn internationals at Murrayfield will not take place either. Scottish Rugby, while they are a Tier 1 nation, they are not the wealthiest Tier 1 nation. They have far less ready cash reserves, unlike the RFU in Twickenham, to fall back on, and they risk going bankrupt. And Augustine Pichot yesterday, when he announced his bid to run for the head of World Rugby against Bill Beaumont, said rugby finances, regardless of this coronavirus situation, have to be restructured, and the top-end talent, the highest paid players, need to take smaller salaries going forward in order for the game to financially survive. And this pandemic has really highlighted the weaknesses in rugby unions' finances globally. We know that the World Rugby plan to change the international calendar obviously was thwarted because not all the unions and players could agree. But Pichot, while some of his ideas are a bit outside the box, like his idea to change the rugby union calendar, his argument on the finance side and the wage side is entirely valid, because rugby does have financial problems. We've seen the Welsh domestic game in the Pro League, the clubs struggling really badly. We've seen Tier 2 nations such as Samoa basically going bankrupt at union level. We've seen wage disparities at test matches on revenue sharing. So long term, there needs to be restructuring financially. The coronavirus has basically meant that process needs to be sped up. How Scottish Rugby comes out of this, we shall wait and see. But the fact that non-playing staff have been put on furlough on the 80% retained salary scheme that the government have put out is worrying. And we'll have to see what other unions do, especially in Tier 2 and Tier 3, the less cash-rich unions do going forward. And even the RFU may have to consider a similar policy going forward the longer this sporting lockdown and the global lockdown continues. We may not see any sport until July, August, possibly September, and there's no cash flows coming in. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but Scottish Rugby has, given players a 10 to 25% pay cut and furloughed non-playing staff. So it's not a great situation, and it is worrying because other unions may soon follow suit very, very quickly. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts below, and I will have some more videos for you very, very soon.